I'm really excited to share with you today what I've experienced. I received the biggest gift from the universe that I've ever received. That is how it feels to me. And this can be yours. I'm certain if you can understand it and can believe it, that you will experience it too. You are on the frequency to receive this message, which is a good indicator that you will be able to do this if it is your wish. So while I'm recording, Isis is here. I saw her with open wings. So it is my desire to bring this message for you in such a way that you truly can know it is for you and will find value in it. So I went to the beach to meditate and with the intention to visit the dance hall of the goddesses. And as I arrived where I know the energy is the highest, and I stood with my feet in the water, I was transported. Immediately I was standing there in the dance hall of the goddesses with them present, just their energy, and I was standing with open eyes. It was as if just the veil was lifted, so I could see in front of me then appearing what seemed like a very well-built, almost a warrior type of entity. I was like laughing. I was almost laughing because I didn't expect it, but he was changed. Then he changed. His head started changing. I could see it was Horus. It was very large. And I heard Ra, but at that moment my consciousness shifted to be part of him, of his viewpoint, of his perspective. I felt larger than life, and the way I saw the ocean, the water, and the sounds was all from a different perspective. But I was not totally losing myself because I was aware of this. And then everything was just very, I think the word is regal. There was this golden light energy that filled everything, that was everywhere. Everything just felt magical. I don't know for how long I stood there. And afterwards, I went and sat down in the lotus position. The wind was blowing, and as I sat down, with gratitude, with appreciation for what just happened, knowing that I was still in the presence of these magnificent energies, but now only experiencing from my own viewpoint as part of this human avatar. The wind came, lifted the soft sand and blowing it over the wet sand, and everything was glistening gold and silver in the afternoon sun, the setting sun. It was as if I was part of a metaphor of this, the riches and the abundance, the peacefulness of creation, of the universe. And it was then that I, with permission, because I was now aware of that, shifted my consciousness to different persons that gave me permission, and to different animals and plants. I was doing it one at a time. Of course, I was seeing if I could do it, if I could access another person's consciousness, their being, of course with permission, and it was granted with a smile every time. And for those short moments, I became that part of me, that person that I am, because you are everything. I am not consciously experiencing what you are experiencing, but if you gave me permission, I could shift to share your point of view, to share what you experience at that moment. At the same moment, I am my daughter, because she's also me. I'm my daughter. At the same moment, I am my mother. I'm not consciously experiencing what they are experiencing, but I can shift my consciousness with their permission. It might have been given to me beforehand. They may not be aware of it now that I'm doing that, but I will never do it, and I could never do it without permission. But their spirit could have given me, or give me now, permission to experience their perspective, because it's also me. And I could shift my consciousness to experience what they experience, even now while I am presenting as this avatar. I trust this makes sense to you, because it might sound a bit alien, and if you don't understand, please ask for me to clarify in the comments. I was starting to experience things that I believe was a developing of my psychic abilities, of my gifts. And I first thought that this was something like shamanic shape-shifting, where one can change your form. But for me, I don't experience it as changing my form. I can shift my consciousness to the form of, say, a bird, and experience that, and I will always thank that being for allowing me that. But it is a dialogue between you and the being whom you will then be allowed to join, or whose form you will be allowed to experience, whose perspective. But I think what I wanted to do with the video today is to make you aware of that possibility. Because you are advanced on the spiritual path, you have experienced many things, but many of you might not believe something because nobody else has shared something similar to what you experienced, or nobody have explained it to you so that you can feel that you can even go there. The first time I experienced anything like experiencing in this existence somebody else's perspective, or merging with their conscious, for lack of a better explanation, was also something that happened at the beach when I was walking into the ocean, and for a moment thought of one of our poets who walked into the ocean to end her life. And the moment I had the thought, I became her. For those moments, my spirit was not part of this human avatar that I am. And I was also in her body. Now this is somebody who is not in this time on earth here, which also says that we can shift our consciousness to different people who were on the planet at different times. It doesn't have to be somebody who is on the planet now with you, because the now is the only time that exists. To be able to do this, to be able to shift your consciousness to another entity or being with their permission, to experience or understand something more, to get, maybe you want to do it because you want to understand something, maybe you want to do it to get answers on questions, things you still have to resolve in your family, things that you want to achieve. Just make sure what your motivation is. Always use this permission for the best. If permission is not granted, there is a very good reason for that. Like I said, this is a gift from the universe that is available, I believe, to everyone. As you truly are awakened, you won't be granted this if you still feel you have to compete and to compare, if you still feel that you have to prove your worth. If you can transcend that, if you have transcended that, if you are just being who you are with great appreciation of everything and everyone, because you really truly understand that they are you, they are that perspective of the universe, and you are the universe. Even the multiverse is part of the universe. It's only one. We are only one. That is why I can shift my consciousness to that of the bird, or I can shift my consciousness to that of the man that I see is struggling, and even help him to transmute what he can't yet. If you can receive this gift, I believe it is because you will use it for good. If your consciousness is the light, it's not separate from the light of source, but it is the light of source. You won't do anything to harm another being or anything in creation, because that is not the nature of you. That is not the nature of source. Source is love. I hope this makes sense to you. I just wanted to share with you this so that you can, if you wish to, experience this beautiful way of experiencing the connectedness of everything and of yourself. Experience different aspects of you that you cannot experience now while being in this human avatar, where you can use this gift to experience more of the things in this realm and also of the things in other realms. It opens up so much more, and I believe it is given to those who ask for it and who are ready. If you're ready, it will happen. If you're not ready, it will happen later, if it's your desire. It just came to my awareness that this is like when somebody will channel another energy. They themselves are not there. They have stepped aside, and another entity or aspect will use their vehicle to bring a message. They're like that channeling. In the same way as that entity will be channeled, you can shift your consciousness to somebody else for that experience. So this is not such a strange concept, But as far as it goes for me, I was not aware that I could do it till it happened spontaneously with me. And I knew that this was the message that was meant for you who is tuning in on this frequency. Ask from you to move from your heart. You can't do this from your mind, not from the human mind. But this is exactly also why you can access any information, and it also connects to the previous video that I did about the Akashic records. That's exactly why you can read the records of yourself or everyone. It's my knowing that this is something that everyone who become fully enlightened, who has taken away all the layers, can practice, can experience. Thank you for staying till the end. You know I love you so much. I'm looking forward to speaking to you in the next video. Before I go, this is one of the cushions from my shop. Please check out all the goodies that are there, and see if there's anything that you like. Sending you my infinite love till I speak to you again in the next video. Goodbye.